So today's topic is hydrogen, and it has an atomic number of 1, and it is located on the top left-hand corner of the periodic table, as you can see here. Hydrogen is actually odorless and colorless, surprisingly enough, and there is an abundance of it in our atmosphere and in the whole universe. Did you know that in your body, since your body is made up of mostly of water, 2/3 of it is hydrogen? So it's a very important gas for sustaining life. So now we're going to talk about its atomic structure. Hydrogen has 1 proton, and in its shell it has 1 electron, as you can see here. In the first shell, most of the elements have up to 2. And in the second shell, it's up to 8, and so on. But since there is only 1, if the outer shell is not full, it's unstable. As you can see on the periodic table, there's sodium and potassium that are below it, and their electrons also only have 1 on the outer shell. So they're unstable. So they're all very similar. They have very similar characteristics as well. So now we're going to talk about water, which is comprised of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. The oxygen has 2 electrons in the first shell, so that is full, and then 6 in the second shell. So hydrogen, since it only has 1, we combine 2 of the hydrogen and 1 of the oxygen, and together they make H2O for a stable molecule, as you can see here. So now I'm going to explain a few uses for hydrogen. Although there is an abundant amount, I'm only going to talk about a few. It's like glue, food processing, margarine even. Take vegetable oil and you marginate it. Combining those two and you have vegetable oil, or you have margarine. Have you ever been to a kid's birthday party and there's a clown and he's blowing up balloons? The chemical or the gas that's in the balloons is hydrogen. It's lighter than air, and so therefore it levitates. Now we're going to talk about a hot topic, which is cars. Cars use a lot of fossil fuels like oil and gas, and have you ever seen like oil rigs that drill down? They try to come up with, scientists are trying to come up with different ways to fuel cars that's cleaner and better for the environment. So they've tried to make a hydrogenated car where it has a hydrogen tank instead of a fuel tank. The hydrogen tank is in the rear part of the car near the battery. And as you accelerate, the battery charges the hydrogen and creates an electric charge. And by doing this, it creates this charge in the front of the car with the anode and the cathode, and by using those two, then the gas that is released is just water or steam. It's amazing. Here's an example of how that works. As you can see here, it produces the heat and the water. It's very simple, but it's really important for the environment and sustaining life. Do you remember like a long time ago in like the 1920s? The Hindenburg blimp, do you remember that? In Germany. Inside that blimp was hydrogen. And when it hit the building and collided, an electric charge was started and it caused a huge explosion, which is amazing. It's just something to think about. Science is awesome. And here's a picture of the Hindenburg. Thank you.